Anyways, guys, so it's Denny, and we're here because of an awesome guy. I got many awesome viewers, but this question he had was, or comments and questions that he had, just really opened the door. And so it's a door of pay attention for smart people. Don't think I'm smart, crazy, or dumb. Just pay attention for smart people, get into some conversation. And that is the Renegade Therapist. And it's on the video that's just before this one. I pinned the video and everything like that. So now we're going to have a little series or a very long video of this one. And I'm not sure where I'm at with tape and all that kind of stuff. But for starters, I'm just going to give you I'm going to give you the view of me basically walking up to this tree here. And I'm walking very sexy. But anyways, one tree, two tree, and I think there's a third tree, if I remember correctly. The tops weren't broken. I inspected this a while back, and I decided that I wanted to videotape it. A number of times I stopped here. I came in here. I tried to videotape it. I couldn't videotape it for whatever reasons. Just because it just didn't work that way. It's not like a spooky reason. It just didn't work that way. Well, I videoed the one with a root, whatever we call these, root clumps or whatever. Same idea as this one. Renegade Therapist started to get into fungus. He went into a study because of what I said. He pointed out, wow, some of your things are wow. Some of these things are not making any sense. One thing he said was, where's multiple trees? There are multiple trees. And sometimes you'll come into an area like this and there's a multiple amount of trees that have the same effects. So let's get into the facts. Be aware of other surrounding things and noises, but please do not ignore my words. I appreciate that part the most. Okay, so I'm going to hit a pause there. Hey guys, so this stick here is over 6 feet on 5'8", 5'12", 5'8", something like that. So this is over 6 feet. Right here, out 6 feet, is so mucky I don't want to walk in it. It's the type of muck where it's really dark. Dusted it a bit. So we got 6 feet over to there. 6 feet again, and some continuation. So that other smaller tree is probably around in here. The great big guy is right here, and the smaller guy is right there. Well, one of the things I learned as a young student and admirer of trees is, like Renegade mentioned, is big feederness. Roots. The big feed roots. And when we learned them kind of the same thing as what you see out of the ground. It's kind of similar in the ground, depending on how the ground is going to be, because it's a different, out here, the freedom is a lot different, obviously, than down there. The unmatter in the air, whatever that may be, is a lot different than a solid matter in earth. Roots are directional around things and stuff. They're growing. If we, back in the day, there were certain people who put their kids in a little box and, they had flat heads because of their first couple of years of living with a box on their head. I sure hope you're still on. Yeah, so we're not seeing any of those big feeder roots. What you actually get to see in here is you actually get to see different kind of markings and stuff where you could attach it to them. But that's the biggest thing. One of the biggest things. And what way I had my stick there. And what I'm saying now is, you see this thickness here? That thick, well, that looks like it was a big dead tree going all the way through up there. But what they do is they keep it surfaced, basically. A tree like this could actually be 8 feet tall and still with as much mass, and they kept all that mass under a controlled state where they kept it all at an 8-foot approximately level and kept bending the tree, kept doing twists, whatever kind of things they would do, and have that success. But that's not the success they're going for. In most cases, they're going for success of making a really tall tree. And now this is farming. The reason why this is still like this after 6 months of this tree being down, approximately or more, why that is all still like that is because it's just had a certain amount of going through. And then, I sure hope you are a nice focus. And same with the surroundings around it. Same within the cycle of the tree itself, what they're going through when they're removing mosses, when they're removing branches, when they're removing bark, different stages of different bugs. Like we have information that's going on that's huge in front of us, that none of us think that far. Somebody will just go, well, if they had something to, I mean, this is a dumb-witted person. If they had something to do with this, why would they push them down? It's like, what the frig did you just say? See, and we, for some reason, we want to fix those people. So we go to them and we say, hey, you nonsensical person, you know, this is what I'm saying, or whatever type thing, and you try, until they get to a stage like I got one guy, and I just laugh at him, because his brain is so just rewired differently. Let's go with that. Anyways, so what we're seeing here is we're seeing some awesomeness of a tree. Set of trees. I'm going to go up to that part over there, okay? Alrighty guys, here we are at the top of the tree. So we got, like I said, there was 3 tops. And they're all intact, and they still are. There's the other one, I think it might be down here. Yeah, these ones folded over, I think, at this end. I think the big one is folded over into there. And that little top, I think, is right here somewhere. Yeah, this is a variety of food. If you went around and you started looking at all these brown ones amongst all the green ones, you might find that there's a tweak on it. Maybe from the crash, however hard that crash was or not. Because there's that will even come into your thoughts of, man, I wonder how hard this came down to have been able to survive so well. Right? It went through things. It went there around this big tree. See, this is kind of, I would say, somewhere around here is your straight line for the trees to fall. And then you see this one here just going zoom around this tree that's there. So even if it was over here, this far over, yeah, winds, leaning, different things like that we can throw in there, but somebody gonna be coming in here? Let me take a check here. Okay, so I didn't even come on this side at all. Decided to do this, and it's kind of neat because this is a heck of a lot tighter in here than on the other side, isn't it? Because that was one of the things I wanted to get into, and I kind of slipped. There's a lot of that stuff that, I don't know if I showed you much, but the rubble on the ground that's all in that pathway. Since this came down, it's unreal how much has ended up over there, actually. You know, since the accident. Oh, I see, that's the big tree there. And anyway, so what I can see on here is I can see great hiding. You know what? The trail we're in, not many people use it. But it used to get used quite a bit. Now it's got a good track on over there where guys use it for their BMX stuff. I've showed it, I think. It's a dirt track. And yeah, doesn't seem like there's any ATVs or in, you know, the couple of houses that are around here, you know, over this way and stuff. They had younger children, I think, at one time, you know, in the earlier stages of the ATV days and stuff. I think a lot of that was going on in here. After school, they'd come over and have a blast. They kept it up on this plateau. It's just like hundreds of acres, all road jumps and stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, so we just basically wanted to come over to this side. And you can see this is a great hide. It's a great place to hang out and keep an eye on the road and stuff. See, we see right on that girl right there, that's a little bit of a C-section cut. Same idea. Look at this girl, eh? It's a miracle how trees grow, but it's a lot more understandable where you when you're standing beside me. And I'm not saying you're not, but I know a lot of people aren't. People aren't giving me much credit for the frickin' information I'm giving when I'm giving you some pretty darn good information. And yeah, it twists at the heart, but like somebody has said lately, another good smart comment was something like, it may not be for today's ice, but your information is going to be basically necessary, will be thanked, will be regarded as a good thing. So, you know, I go with thoughts like that because sometimes you're walking around, like I walk around in this forest here, guys, looking for something, talking about something, and I mostly do it for you. I see a different level of the damage they're doing. That I don't care about with the trees and stuff. What I've learned from them is what they're involved in. One of the parameters that I really disagree with nowadays, in the past it's been missing people, and I'm not so much focused on that right now. There's people out there who are great people focused on it, getting to a lot more minds than mine, like the 441 missing persons. Book series, video series, documentary series now, ex-cop and detective and all that kind of stuff, and a heart the size of a grapefruit. Or, is that a good size? No, a watermelon. Anyways, point being, I don't know what the point was, other than I just want to say that, yeah, I look at those things, and yeah, you guys are keeping me going. I've rededicated, okay? Yeah, this will be the first time I'm saying it then. So my commitment is to the 3-year mark. My commitment is to the 3-year mark. And after the 3-year mark, at the 3-year mark, I will do another, try to figure where I'm going. But for now, I'll stay here for the 3-year mark. And for you that don't know, that 3-year mark is just before September sometime. So I'm going to just call it the beginning of September. Then, along with the school kids, I'll be going maybe to a different school or something. Not exactly sure what's going to go down, but there's different ways to be putting out my research. There's different ways to be doing it better, where my quality is more understandable. I know me as a person, if I walked up to that scientist that has a lot to do with plant growth, let's just say. I know I'd be able to get their head thinking, spinning a little bit. Will they walk away and not think about it again? Not if there's a whole group of them. Because then they'll have to relate with each other and say, remember that guy? Or more. They'll have to do something like that. Peace out from the Tinman. This is just nice and calm, I think. But I'll go to a place where it's not so calm. Back in there, wouldn't you say? That's a big valley back there, so they'll be hanging out back there, I'm sure. Peace out soon. Peace out till later.